Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to those tuning in on our love stream also this morning. Happy June. Happy Pride weekend. It's so great. I think there's a huge contingent of us probably at the parade this morning. Welcome. We're going to just ease into the morning with a beautiful song by Deva Permal and Mitten. This is called We Are Awakening. Please sing along. We are awakening to the calling of the mystic, awakening in the flowering of the heart, everybody here, melting into presence, overflowing effervescence, rising in love.
Pride Festival Sunday here at the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Linda Brewer, and I am so very grateful to have the privilege of welcoming all of you here in the room with us, and those of you who are love streaming from wherever you may happen to be this morning. If you are love streaming with us, please put your name and where you are so that we can connect with you in that way, and so that you can connect with each other the way we get to connect with each other here in the room. Our practitioners serving in today's service are Selena Baugh, who will be sharing a reading and leading us in prayer, and Katie Hernandez, who is holding high watch for us throughout the service, prayerfully knowing that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together this morning. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So if you will, join me, I'm so proud that we have a purpose statement and a spiritual center that welcomes everyone. So please join me with gratitude in saying our purpose statement this morning. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Our theme for this month is back to life, back to reality. Really, do we have to? And yeah, I want to live in my delusions. Reverend Cindy's talk today is entitled Once Frozen, Now Thawed. That's my dinners every night. And I didn't cook them and freeze them. Anyway, we are also blessed to have as our special music our dear friend Dallas Brown and all his amazing flutes. Can't wait to hear what he has to share with us this morning. As you may have heard, we are going to be blessed on Father's Day, which is June 18th, with a couple of songs from our newly formed men's chorus. We still have room. We've got about a dozen folks who have stepped up to be part of that, but we still have room for more. So if you are interested and available to learn the songs at home and to be here next Sunday after the service for rehearsal, and then on the 18th before the service for rehearsal. If you're interested in that, please see Rick Charette, our amazing music director, after the service if you'd like to be part of that. I'm sure it will be great fun. And speaking of after the service, it is Visioning Sunday. And so we hope you will join us in the youth room on the first floor after the service to vision for how Spirit wants to most fully express through our beloved community. Rumor has it that those who are staying to vision will be treated to Reverend Myrna's famous Chilean cornbread. Yep. So, is somebody talking to me? Oh, she lied to me. She says it's not Chilean cornbread. But something I was going to say, if you've ever eaten Myrna's cooking, I promise it'll be great. All right, so also today, after the service, after the visioning, Pride Festival is in full swing, and I want you to see our gorgeous booth down there. So, can you see? Yeah. So that's our booth, and next one. This is what's happening. In our booth, people are writing affirmations and putting them on that totem in the middle. It is all based around the affirmation we have, which is, today I live fully. I am who I am without apology. I embrace my life completely. So there are lots of great things happening at the festival this afternoon, and it's a great place to go spend the afternoon and stop and write your own affirmation. And are we going to see those after the fact? Do you know? Yes. So the affirmations will come home to us after the Pride. Yeah. So anyway, special thanks to Steve Matthews and Rob Ekman, who created that gorgeous booth, who have been down there. That's why they're not with us this morning. They're down there representing our center. And Steve told me that it has brought tears to his eyes watching people have that experience of affirming who they are and writing those affirmations and being accepted by a quote religious community. So anyway, all right, now Reverend Cindy is coming right up here to talk about our Food, Fun, and Friends fundraiser.
Good morning, everyone. So we're in phase 2 of this process, and we are actually making bids on the fun events that we want to attend. The first thing you'll want to do is fill in this bidder sheet, and you can get those from the hospitality team on the table outside. Fill that in, and then afterwards, you're going to see Robert and maybe Teresa afterwards so that you can get your bidder number. Once you get your bidder number, there's all those clipboards out in the hallway. You can put your bidder number on the events that you want to attend. What are the events? We have these handy little books that we printed up that have all the events in here. There's all kinds of price ranges from $5 to $75. So everybody is included. Pick the ones that interest you, but it's not just about the event. It's really about connecting. You're going to make new friends. You might be there with old friends, and you're going to have these wonderful experiences. So I'm very, very excited that we have a month to put those bids in. So make sure you take one of these home, look at your calendar, and get those bids on those clipboards. Robert, did you want to add something? Right. So just so that you heard that, and for our beautiful people online, if you're not here today, if you want to come with your friend or your spouse, you put your bidder number twice to get 2 spots. Okay? And Robert said something very important. Bring people from the outside. See, this is not just for us, although we're going to have a lot of fun with each other. If you have friends and family that would love to learn more about birds, then go ahead and bid on that event. If you have friends and family that love to paint, they want to do a pour paint party or they want to do a spiritual paint party, make sure you invite them and put your bidder number twice so that they can attend this event as well. So thank you for letting me jump in here.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. I was going to say, yes, boss, it's fine that you jumped in here. I want to say for any of you who don't know that the Pride Festival is happening at Library Square, which is downtown. So, all right, so we have a pre-Food, Fun, and Friends event happening this coming Friday night. There is a concert with a Carpenters tribute band. And we've had several tickets donated that you can buy at the concierge table today. So, for $30. So, if you're an old person like me, or even if you're a young person and your parents drilled this into you when you were a kid and you liked the Carpenters, I encourage you to take advantage of getting one of those tickets. And I know that Reverend Cindy is going to be there, so it'll be a great fun evening. So we encourage you to get those today while you're here, because it's Friday and we won't be here together again before that. Okay. All right, so if anyone is visiting us for the first time today and you're willing to let us know who you are, if you'd raise your hand, we would love to welcome you. Anyone? Right here. Welcome. Thank you for being here with us. We affirm for you and everyone here that you're going to experience a blessing here this morning, and I'm pretty sure that's true. If you haven't gotten one of those welcome packets out at the please pick one of those up, and we have a free issue of our Science of Mind magazine. So thanks for being here. Come back. All right, so I want to remind you that 24/7 you can get more information about whatever I talk about or we talk about up here, and other things that are coming up that I don't have time, or we'd just be the Linda Show all day. But we have coming up a Ricky Byers Music Symposium, Ricky Byers Concert, Reverend Cindy's Energy Code, summer school classes, And you can find out more about that at the concierge table on our website. And also on the website, you can submit a prayer request, you can watch previous services, you can donate to the center, you can send a message to the office, ask a question. And our website is www.spirituallyfree.org. All right, so as I always do when I'm winding up, I remind you that our center was founded on and it is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners are highly trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are so ready to pray with and for you about any challenges you may have in your life or anything you want to celebrate with them. And our platform practitioners, Selena and Katie, will be in the prayer room across the hall after the service if you would like to have a quick in-service prayer, in-person prayer. And you can also put a request in the prayer box out there or on the website, and the practitioners will be praying for you. So now, as we prepare to share a time of prayer together, I invite you to settle in and allow Selena's reading and the centering music to connect you with that spirit that lives within you.
Our reading this morning is by Hafiz. Hafiz is a divine envoy upon whom the Beloved has written a holy message. Now is the time to know that all that you do is sacred. Why not consider right now a lasting truth with yourself and God? Now is the time to understand that all your ideas of right and wrong were just a child's training wheels to be laid aside when you can finally live with authenticity, truth, and love. My dear, please tell me, why do you still throw sticks at your heart and at the divine? What is it in that sweet voice inside that incites you to fear? Now is the time for the world to know that every thought and action is sacred. This is the time for you to deeply compute the impossibility that there is anything but grace. Now is the season to know that everything you do is sacred. It's with gratitude that I step into this day. Open wide my mind and heart to receive those gifts that shower down upon us. It's with grateful heart that I am here to hear the message, to be in community with each and every person. To to learn and deepen into these truths and these teachings. For this I know. There is but one presence and power in the universe. Always has been, always will be, without beginning or end. Expressing this day and always as absolute love, intelligence, truth, peace, compassion, and strength. And just as I know these truths of the divine, I know this truth about myself, that I am part and parcel of that one. And just as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for all. Each of us are an expression of that perfection of the divine. And as we open our minds and hearts, we receive as much as we can embody of wholeness, of peace, the intelligence of the universe whispering in our ear, in our hearts. So I bless this service that is to follow, our beautiful music, our wonderful message, and our time to connect with each other. I just rest in these truths, and I release this word. It's spoken, therefore it's done. As together we say, and so it is.
So this month, June, the theme for this month, back to life, back to reality. We're going to sing together a kind of a whimsical song. It has a very cool message. Always look on the bright side of life.
Some things in life seem bad, and sometimes make you mad. Some people seem to try to be a pest. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this will help things turn out for the best. Always look on the bright side of life.
Thank you.
Always look on the bright side of life. If life seems kind of rotten, there's maybe something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling blue, start looking for a clue, then purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Life can seem absurd, but it's not just for the birds. We can have some fun, I think we just forgot. We're here a little while, chin up and give a smile. Enjoy it, it's the only life we've got. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life, yeah. Always look on the bright side of life.
This is so much fun, always, to invite this special musician. He's got a brand new CD, a new website, Dallas Brown Flute Medicine. Yeah. A new CD all about chakras. He's got them here today, so pick one up. Oh, cool. So let's give a big round of applause. Welcome back, Dallas Brown.
Thank you, Dallas. The first note you hit brought me right to my heart. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy Pride Month. Yes. So I'll stand out here so you can see my shirt. We really are family. Yes, yes. So you heard the theme, back to life, back to reality. I'll explain that in a minute. Or maybe not, we'll see. And today, once frozen, now thawed. So, back to life, back to reality. The first thing I want to say is, this is summer solstice this month, right? And that symbolizes and represents the transition from action to nourishment, which is actually what the sun gives us. It gives life to the crops. It gives life to us in those frozen places of our heart so that we can thaw. So, I love the song, Back to Life, Back to Reality. If you've heard it, just raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, it's from the 1980s, 1989. It's a group called Soul to Soul. And I'm going to give you some of the lyrics, because then maybe it'll put everything together. So, back to life, back to reality. Back to the here and now. Show me how, decide what you want from me. Tell me, maybe I could come there for you, with you. Maybe come out. Back to life, back to the present time. Back from fantasy. Tell me now, take the initiative. I'll leave it in your hands until you're ready. Back to life, back to the day we have. Let's end this foolish game. Hear me out. Don't let it waste away. Make up your mind so I know where you stand. Now, there's a lot of repetitive things in this song, but those are the ones that really stood out to me, those lyrics. And, you know, okay, I'm having a flashback. I remember in the 80s being in a dance club and this song coming on and everybody just going wild. Great dance song. And I have to make one note here. Just be really glad I didn't sing it. I would have asked Del to come do that, but anyway, so here we are. We've been thawing, right? Most places are thawed by now, and some are still thawing. And since this is Pride Month, it's time to be ourselves, unapologetically ourselves. So the theme of this Pride this year for Salt Lake City is Queer Pride is unapologetic. Fighting shame, guilt, and stigma with joy, celebration, and confidence. Yes. That's one of the reasons we are creating affirmations in our booth. Because these things happen. I'm going to tell you a snippet of my coming out story. And I'm going to preempt it by saying it's not as dramatic as many. You'll see why in a moment. I really think it has to do with me showing up on this planet, following my heart from the get-go. And because I've always done that, even though I had to go through the stigma, the guilt, the shame, it wasn't dramatic because I was always at the right place at the right time with the right people supporting me. So here I am in high school. And I had been to many schools until I went to high school. For example, in junior high, I was in 3 different schools because we moved a lot. So by the time I got to high school, I had the same set of friends the whole time, which was significant for me. Now, these friends, in my senior year, I had 4 really close friends. 3 of them in my senior year came out to me. This is what I knew. I knew that I loved these people and that I respected these people. And there was nothing that was going to sway me from them not being my friend or judging them because they are who they are. Now for me, I wasn't sure of who I was until I got to my college years. Now, 3 out of 4. And by the way, the 4th close friend ended up marrying my brother and is the mother of my niece and nephews, the triplets. They've since divorced, but I always joked with my sister-in-law, and I said, "Oh, you always had a crush on me, but at least you have kids that look like me." So those friends that are still friends today, wow, it's almost 50 years that these people are in my life. Now, some of them are living with their spouses of the same sex, and one of them has a spouse of the opposite sex. It's just how his journey unfolded. I know for me, because I've always been plugged in spiritually, that God's Spirit, whatever you want to call oneness, has always guided me and protected me. So that's why I say it's not as dramatic, because I'm telling you that I know people that came out to their family and were told to leave their home. I know people that didn't and aren't living their true selves because they couldn't handle being ousted by their community. This happens a lot in Orthodox communities that are very, very bound to their rules. And it happens everywhere, across the board. It's interesting, I wasn't going to say this, but you know, I've done a lot of studying and reading about Judaism and the Holocaust, and when the Jews were freed, the people that were gay still had to have a pink triangle on their clothing to signify that they were gay. They were not accepted into the community, even though everybody was being held. When they were released, they were still not free. In San Francisco every year for Gay Pride Month, what we have is a giant pink triangle on one of the hills to remember this, in remembrance. So when I sat my mom down, and I came out to my other family members and friends, but Mom was the hard one. I had been living with my partner for a couple of years before I told her, you know, that roommate? So I sat her down and I said, Mom, I said, you know, Brooke is not just my roommate. She's the person that I love. And my mom had no words. She just sat there and cried. And the more she cried, the more I cried. And then when she could finally talk to me, she did what a lot of parents do. I'm sure many of you in this room have said this or heard this. I just want my children to be happy. So she told me, I don't understand it. I accept it. I'll do my best to accept it, but I'll never understand it. Never is a very strong word, my friends, because remember, I'm someone that's always followed my heart. So what happened was she married, well, they didn't get married. She partnered up. She shacked up with a gentleman who had who had 2 gay daughters. And he taught her by example of how to be proud of his children, even though they were different than the quote-unquote norm. So they've since split up, and they had their journey together, but I'll be forever grateful to this man because my mom softened. She found her way to understanding and truly accepting. So, the other thing I wanted to say about my story is, even though I feel so blessed, first of all, California, Los Angeles, Southern California, what a place to be who I am. San Francisco, to be who I am, unapologetically. I had never had a problem with coworkers accepting me for me. Never. I know this is not the case in many other places in this country. So I am very, very blessed, and I know it. And even with those blessings, I have been ridiculed and shamed. I have felt my own guilt because I'm not married with a husband and giving my mom children, grandchildren. Luckily, my brother took care of it with the triplets. Thank you, brother. But, you know, along the way, when it comes to being discriminated, we do it all the time, you guys, to each other. And when I talk about coming out, I'm not just talking about coming out with your sexuality. I'm talking about coming out to who you truly are. You see, I know that there's people that hide who they are and what they want to be and their dreams and their loves because they don't want to be different. I have to insert this because today is day 1 of AIDS life cycle. And you all know that I've done that many times. I've ridden 4 times and I've roadied a couple of times. And my friends that are lifetime friends, they still ride. Every year they ride. So today they're hitting the road. And I decided to do AIDS life cycle, but to do it in a different way, and that was on a recumbent bike. And you know what? I didn't care that I looked different. I just knew that that's what would work for me in my life and my body. And besides, after 2 or 3 days of all the folks on a regular bike riding past me going, "You look comfortable," and I'm like, "I am." So when I talk about being discriminated and stuff, I don't say that for pity. The truth is my journey has served me. When I was the director of the LGBTQ ministry at Agape, I learned I learned so many things about the people in the community that needed support. Since I was director during the time that everything was virtual, we had people come to our meetings, and we did it once a month. They still do. If you're interested in doing it, it's usually the first Saturday of every month. People would come in from all over the world. People were all different ages. People were in all situations. So, you know, parts of this world, parts of this planet, there's 64 countries that it's illegal to be gay or engage in same-sex sexual, and they can arrest you. And even in some countries, they might kill you. So as far as this country has come, and sometimes come forward and gone backwards, which we've experienced, those countries are frozen in time, right? Even though I know that there's disappointments with parents that hear their children wanting to come out. And it's not always because they won't have grandkids, because actually I have a lot of gay friends that have kids. They have full-on families, right? I know that there's disappointments for parents that don't want their kids to be discriminated upon, judged. And I get that. But I want to be real serious here and talk about those things that are happening in our country. Banning drag performances. It's mind-boggling to me that these states that are banning it are saying they're harmful to minors. Harmful to minors when they take guns and shoot up schools. It's just doesn't make sense. Then there's all these anti-trans bills. Nearly 240 anti-LGBTQ bills were filed in 2022. Most of them targeting trans people. Have you ever seen that graphic that they show of an X-ray of like maybe 10 people and all you see is the skeletons? We're all the same. And yet, we choose to pick out these things, these differences, to discriminate against. What about one of the most watched gay rights battles in Florida? Don't say gay. And it also limits school instruction about gender and sexuality, and eventually pit Walt Disney Company against their governor. That's going to be a hard one to win. Mickey Mouse is mighty, right? So, like I said, our country is leap years ahead of other places on this planet. And I am grateful for that. I've met people in San Francisco. When I first moved to San Francisco, I was 19 years old. I wasn't sure of my sexuality yet. And the people that I met were the most open, authentic, real. I felt at home instantly. In fact, I remember being on the airplane, flying into San Francisco, because I was going to look at the art school I wanted to attend. And I looked down at the city and I said, that's home. I knew it. I knew it instantly. And the people that I'd meet out at the coffee shop or walking around North Beach, they became my friends. They were so open and positive and beautiful and themselves. So when I see the crazy outfits at our Salt Lake Pride, that ain't nothing. So some more of the things that I learned as being the director of LGBTQ are rights make a difference. Sure, we can live under the radar, but that's no way to live. And I remember when they were trying to pass the marriage law, the first time in California, my former and I went down to City Hall to get married. My minister, Reverend David, met my former and I at City Hall to marry us. And then a few months later, they annulled everything. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. But then the next time it came on, it passed. So I think then I was passed from that former, so it was all good. Although, I just have to add this in there. When we ended our relationship of 14 years, even though we were technically not married because we had been together for that period of time and owned property together, we had to do a full-on divorce. We had none of the rights of marriage, but yet we had to do all the paperwork and legalese. Yeah. What's up with that? Anyway, from also what I know is love is love. Yes. Yeah. And something I saw, maybe it was at the festival yesterday, is love is far greater than any hate. Love is far more powerful than any hate. Also, family support. Family support is imperative, you guys. If there's someone in your family that is different, someone in your family that doesn't march with the big group, that they have their own drum beat that they hear, support them, love them. Know that they're just like you. On the inside, we're all the same. On the inside, we all want the same. And I say take the risk and come out. Again, not just about sexuality. Come out. Who are you really? When it does come to sexuality, I say, in the USA, take the risk. If you live in one of these other countries, that's something to think about. You could be killed if you come out in some of these places. In fact, there was a gentleman from Africa that would come every month to our meeting. And he would never say anything. Sometimes he'd turn the camera on just for a moment on Zoom. And one day we were chatting, not in the big room, and he just wanted me to know why. And he said, I crave this connection, but I can't let anybody know this is who I am, because I could be killed. So we had a nice long chat in the chat box on Zoom, and I told him, whatever works for him, I honor you. I honor that. You're safe here. But see, at home, in his little space, someone could have walked in the room any minute. So he had to be very, very careful. So I want to tell you this about my journey, about being who I am and always living from my heart. Do you know that since June is Pride Month, of course, this is my birth month? And, yes, there's a lot of June babies here. And in San Francisco, in California, Pride weekend is always on my birthday. I can tell you so many times I thought, oh, it's nice to have a parade for my birthday. And that just illustrates for all of you the importance of being who you are, of accepting yourself unapologetically. In fact, say after me, I am unapologetically me. One more time. I am unapologetically me. Yes, yes, yes. In fact, so much so that I love all of you. And I don't apologize for being me and who I am. And what I get from all of you is so much love because I am me. So if there's something hiding within your soul that's been hiding out, I invite you to let it out. Let it come out. Because we accept you and love you just as you are. So let your friends and family know who you are. And we're here to catch you. We're here to love you. We're here to celebrate you and to be joyful about who we are. Let's pray. Just taking in a nice, deep breath. I am grateful. Grateful for this community. Grateful that we get to come to a place such as this to be ourselves unapologetically. Grateful to live in America where we can be ourselves unapologetically. Grateful to know that out of all the places that our lives would coincide and collide in this way, in a joyful way, in a celebratory way, in a way that allows us to be confident in who we are. And I am forever grateful to know that there is just but one power, one presence, one love. It has many names. Whether you call it God, Buddha, Allah, Hashem, Yeshua, the Way, Universal Mind, Light, Love, Lord, Creator. Many names and many faces, and yet only one. One power, one presence, one love that has exploded itself into everything, everywhere. Every tree, every bloom, every cloud, every bit of rain, every bit of snow that has thawed. It's in every animal, whether it's hopping or flying or slithering, swimming, running. Every sentient being. It's simply everywhere, all the time. Omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. Always, all days. And since I know that is the truth with that capital T, I know that I am one and the same as the one. I am the outpicturing. I am the explosion of love created from itself. And I know the same for my beautiful beloveds in this room watching on our love stream or picking this up later. That we are one with the one, that we can never be separate. We can never be separated from that which we come from, because love is who we are, and love is all that matters. So with this confidence and joy, I claim for all my brothers and sisters and beautiful beings on this planet that we are all so uniquely different. It is beautiful. We are beautiful. We get to be whole and complete always, eternally. That soul that resides within us is never broken or separate. It's always whole and complete. As if we are one and the same as the one, we know the one is magnificent, light-filled, love-filled, as are we right in this moment. For anyone here that is going through challenges with their own health, their loved one's health, I claim and know that the body temple always has the opportunity to heal. Those cells and atoms, they're always reproducing. They're always becoming anew. And we allow that idea, that belief to sink in our soul. And the soul is always whole. For those of us in this room that are seeking a purpose, a passion, a way in life that brings them abundance that they can share, that passion, that purpose is knocking on your heart now, whatever it might be. Maybe it is to come out. Come out from hiding. Be who you are. Maybe it's a different job that's been calling to you. Maybe it's meeting new friends. Maybe it's taking up a new sport or a new hobby. Whatever it is, I know that you hear it now. And for those of us in the room that have beloveds that are going through challenges, I ask that you first say your name out loud and then their names. And I'll give you a few moments to say as many names as you need to. Yes, yes, yes. As you have put those names into this vortex of prayer that we've created here today, right now, the universe says yes. The universe always says yes. Even when we don't recognize the outpicturing of answered prayer, it is yours here, now, today, always, in every way. So, how thankful I am for this beautiful community being loving and accepting of everyone. How grateful I am for answered prayer in this moment that outpictures in beautiful ways that we might not even recognize, but it is done. It is done now as we have asked. That answer is yes. So we just allow ourselves to release it, surrender it, let it go, because it is done and all is well. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
I am so blessed.
So as we prepare our offering,
I am so grateful
I want you to know how grateful I am.
that I have.
I'm grateful for every dollar, every quarter, every $100, whatever it is that you can give, because what you give supports this community. What you give keeps us here in this beautiful room, in this building. What you give allows us to have such a beautiful music program. What you give allows us to have guest speakers and events. So there's no amount that's too little. There's no amount that's too much. We are all so blessed with these promissory notes that are coming up this way. So thank you. Yes. As Sue and Gail are making their way up here, and to you online, thank you. Thank you. I know that you go to our text to give and you give. So thank you for being a part of our community. Now we get to bless these offerings. And I'd like you to participate with me by outstretching your heart through your hands toward these baskets. And repeat after me. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We give from the overflow.
We give from the overflow.
And the more we give,
And the more we give,
the more we get.
the more we get.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Gail.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of loving grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
Dallas Brown, get up here. Let's have some more flute medicine. Dallas Brown.
So at the risk of not having his trust anymore, I'd like to divulge something. His song, Dance, is a finalist at the Posse contest. So what was the category? Chant? Group chant category.
Thank you. Now here go blushing. Thank you, Reverend Cindy, for that message. Beautiful. Let's remember to unthaw those parts of ourselves that aren't fully expressed.
Unthaw.
Allow them to bloom and know that we have support here, and be authentically who we are. Let's stand together for our closing song. This is called Stand Together.
Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is drawing us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live a dream of the highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explore to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of the highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Oh yeah. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Live a dream of the highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment